I think it's magic. I think it was a combination of the right thing in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, we were asked by Dove to do activation ideas. Evolution was one of a series of films that we pitched to them. We knew that Evolution was a real winner, so we persuaded the client that whatever the new film was going to be, we would make Evolution within that budget, and then started to beg, borrow and steal from all our suppliers who graciously were very interested in it, so we were able to make it.
We set the shoot up like it would be an actual fashion shoot. So the lighting we used was similar to something I would do for a magazine or some sort of beauty campaign. And a lot of the beauty campaigns that we work with, you know, they're like no shadows on the face because that works really well for retouching. The reason we ended up going with Stephanie is even though she's a lovely young lady, we could sort of show or present to the viewer sort of the extreme changes that can and do happen in the beauty industry. So we were looking for someone who was maybe more representative of the norm and someone that we could sort of maybe exaggerate a little bit of what we do with the retouching.
The main challenge for the offline part of the Dove spot was essentially taking 2.5 hours of footage and very speeding into roughly, I think it ended up about 20 to 23 seconds of the spot. The pacing of the spot was key as far as how long we could capture the viewer's imagination. For the beginning of the video, we really wanted to keep a human element involved with the model. We wanted to show some of the insecurities that go along with being on set, being surrounded by hair, makeup, and wardrobe people, and constantly being poked and prodded. It's a compelling story. It's something that we see every day in advertising, every day in all aspects of life.
We looked at some tracks, and one of the tracks we had was by the Flashbulb, and he's got a really interesting mix of working with piano and classical sort of instrumentation and putting drill and bass, drum and bass sort of stuff on top of that. Nobody's really used to listening to drill and bass, period, because it's a very small subgenre that's almost hard to listen to. But given that balance with the piano, it sort of says something, and it brings two elements that are very different together.
We worked on this spot on and off for about 3 weeks, 15 hours or so of editing the tracks and remixing the track different ways to see how it worked. Some a lot more aggressive than others in terms of the mix. And the sound design was about 4 or 5 hours altogether. There's a lot more than just the people in the background. We have everything from a gunshot to start it off to horses underneath, very light, to the entire process of the shoot. I think it was about 4 hours of audio recording was cut down to like 30 seconds, time compressed.
We were supplied with, I think it was 118 digital stills by the digital retoucher. From those 118 stills, we selected about 55 that looked like it told the story. Pieced those together, and with our Photoshop geniuses in the back, we created the menus and the tools and made them move and tried to make it look real. The neck and the eye manipulation, that was where we spent most of our time. The hand dragging the marquee to select it. The stretching of the neck, key parts like that, makes people stand up and notice what's going on.
So in post I wanted to get Soho to see how well they could stabilize the face. Fortunately the guys in post were able to stabilize her, although when they did, all the background started moving because her face was still, so the guys had to cut her head out.
Eventually we went through with Tim, the art director, and frame by frame went through and picked the frames we liked, things we didn't, and then using the software, stabilize the image. Take a little bit of any camera wobble out or head movements as much as possible to allow you to focus on what we wanted you to see. It's a really great campaign. It's a great thing they're doing, and it'll really help as far as consumer awareness. What's on TV, don't take that for what is real. It's showing the truth in advertising, and I think it's a great idea.